Welcome back to this episode 7 of Steady Rolling Man presents The Masks of Nyarlathotep. We've got a full episode for you today. We meet a wise woman and learn more about the ruins of which we seek, go for an unexpected and rather unwelcome swim, and then finally understand a little bit more about the importance of shoes in an adventure.
Spent the early hours of yesterday, Wednesday, March the 23rd, dealing with the aftermath of your encounter with Luis de Mendoza at the Hotel Convista El Mar in the coastal town of Camana, using the golden artifact to reduce the Caracera's body to dust and hiding his clothes and belongings beneath the floorboards of your room and scattering his ashes to the wind outside. You also recovered a curious golden mirror from de Mendoza's person, in which Jackson was able to see a vision of what you assume was the temple you seek. To Larkin and the Policia you said nothing. The remainder of Wednesday was spent on the final leg of your journey to Puno, climbing into the Andean mountains in the trucks and finally reaching the small, relatively remote city that reclined on the shores of the impressively gargantuan Lake Titicaca. After spending last night at the Calcatini Hotel at the heart of Puno, you ventured this morning up the steep streets to the poorer districts in search of the abode of Neira, a Yatiri, wise woman friend of Jackson's, which you found to be deserted, and indeed watched by one of Neira's newly realised enemies. Inquiries in the market revealed that Neira was hiding away for her own safety on one of the Uros, the Reed Islands, but also brought unwanted attention from some unsavoury locals. Taking 2 reed boats, you made the 45-minute trip out across the water to Neira's Island, where Jackson renewed his acquaintance with the diminutive and venerable Yatiri. Neira named the ruins that you seek as Iarque di Hiwaka, the Pyramid of Hunger, and gave Jackson a map to its exact location, telling you local legends of how it came to be. With the map in hand, talk turned to the possibility of continuing the expedition without Larkin, with the majority of the group in favour of this course of action. As you prepared to leave the island, an unexpected attack occurred. A Caraceri, taking the form of a local teenage girl, sprang from the water, targeting Lex and the artifact he carries in his rucksack. Managing to down the Caraceri, or Pishtaku as they are sometimes known in these parts, you watched in horror as it disgorged copious amounts of stolen body fat in its death throes before taking its remains back to Neira's hut and letting the golden artifact work its magic once again. Okay, so we finished the last session with you literally just carrying the body of the fallen Caraceri on the island back to the hut, and I think that's when you were letting the artifact do its work. If you remember, a lot of the native people on the small Uro have actually, in seeing the Caraceri, had left, leaving only you and Neira and a few empty huts. So you I think we'd left it as you were literally going back towards Neira's hut with the body and also the metal bar. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, we agreed that it took about 10 minutes last time, so I was going to take the artifact and place it on a chest, similar to how we did.
Yeah.
There's still one possibly lurking around, isn't there? So we're watching to see whether the other one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And keeping an eye on our own boat as well to make sure that that's safe for now.
Okay. Neira is, as you obviously, she sees the body of the Caraceri girl and also the golden artifact doing its work. She seems shocked, and she talks to him. Again, she kind of starts yabbering to Jackson. He says that Neira is shocked that a local girl that she recognises this girl. How this local girl can be Caraceri is proof that their influence is spreading, that no longer is it just white Westerners. And she seems quite disturbed by this. She says, and again, she carries on talking to Jackson for a good few minutes. And then he kind of turns to you and says, Neira remarks that the appearance of the suspected Caraceri in Puno is only something that's happened of late. They never used to venture into the city. She says that it's coincidentally or not, it appears to be around the same time that Larkin first appeared on the scene, trying to enlist locals on his expedition to the pyramid. So before that, the Carasiri only lurked in the remote highland wilderness areas. Whether that is a coincidence or not, I would not know, but it seems a bit odd.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Just makes it all the more important that we get to the pyramid, doesn't it? And I think maybe the nature of our mission is slightly different now. Less to retrieve gold, but to return it. If this thing is part of our wider protective magic, it's the fact that it's been removed as allowing whatever is trapped in there to exert its power. So we should be looking to seal it rather than open it further.
At least it is a distinctive shape. Hopefully we can find a place where it will fit. Alco.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it'll be rather near the entrance if that is.
Did Rizzo's translation refer to it being part of the wall of a tunnel?
Yes. Yeah, so it'll be the entrance to it. So we can hope that the conquistadors, when they first went in there, grabbed the first thing they saw so it won't be too far in.
Yep.
However, we were discussing whether we keep Larkin close to us or leave as soon as possible and try and get far enough ahead of him that he can't catch up. When we voted on it, it was decided that we were going to try and leave him behind. Has anybody changed their mind since then?
No,
Not me.
I'm still of the same view.
I've changed my mind. I now agree.
Jackson, how far are we from the pyramid according to the map?
Looking at the map that Naira's given me, we're looking at about 70 miles southeast of here. It's not very far actually. It's only about 35 miles or so from the Bolivian border. And
in terms of travel, is it all on foot?
Yeah, it's going to have to be all on foot. We're looking at a 3-day trek basically from here to where the map shows that the pyramid is. I think that's what Larkin thought. So he obviously did know the exact he does know the exact location of the pyramid. I don't know how he knows that, but he knows it. You can see as you're talking in Naira's hut. You said somebody was watching outside, yeah?
Yes, I was. Standing at the door.
You can see some of the villagers starting to a couple of the boats, a couple of their boats are coming back to the island now, and a couple of the younger men have returned to the island where Naira is. They kind of look a bit sheepish, as if they feel ashamed of the fact that they fled, but you can still see that their fear is in their eyes as they kind of clamber back onto the island. Inside the hut, you can see that Naira is absolutely kind of fascinated by this golden artifact. The body of the Carasiri is almost ash now, and it's almost completely disappeared in the same way that you saw the Mendoza previously. And when that action is finished, she turns to Jackson, and she says something to him, and he's like, he kind of looks at the rest and says, Naira's asked whether she can hold it. I don't see any reason why she can't. She says she wants to speak to Mama Cotta, Mother Water.
I no objection.
No.
Okay, he picks up the bar and gives it to her, and she holds it in her hands in front of her with her eyes closed, and she starts chanting in a low humming chant. There are words within the chant, but barely discernible in obviously in a language you don't understand. She literally just goes into a trance and stands there maybe for a good at least 5 minutes, just humming and mumbling words, and suddenly her eyes flick open. the telltale grin returns to her face. She hands the bar back to Jackson and says something to him. He says, Naira says it contains much kalpa. It's a word that means power or strength, and it needs to be returned whence it came, to the Iakwe de Hawaka. Mama Kota says that only then will Puno be safe from the Karasiri once again.
Jackson, can Naira tell us about Mama Kota?
Mama Kota is Mother Water. It's the god, the lake itself that the natives here worship. Because Naira is a wise woman, she can have divinations with her deity. That's how she would explain it. Up until recently, I would have taken that particular statement with a pinch of salt, but I'm not really sure what to believe now. Well, suffice it to say that whatever Mama Kota says, it's pretty much along the lines of what we thought.
Yeah. Well, I think our way is mapped out for us then. Is it not?
I think the advantage we have over Larkin is slipping away. So perhaps we should move.
Well, I was thinking maybe if we wanted to ensure we had some kind of guaranteed head start, whether Stanton had anything that we could slip him a Mickey Finn to make sure that he sleeps, or we just
Better off not going near him. Just get him gone.
Well, in which case we should take up the offer of mules. If that's
She's given me the contact to go and speak to her in the market, so we can organise those pack animals when we get back now. It's just a case of having to load up. It's going to take us a bit of time, isn't it, to load everything onto and get everything ready. We just have to hope that Larkin isn't around when we get back to the hotel.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Sorry, what were you saying, Jacob?
Is there anything we can do to sabotage Larkin's trek? I just think an extra day would give us a huge advantage, whereas now we've got half a day.
Well, he's not. I don't think he's. I don't know whether he would travel on his own. I don't know.
May need a day or so to arrange some company. Anyway,
Naira again starts talking. She grabs Jackson by the elbow, turns him round, and then starts talking. She seems quite concerned. And after about another kind of couple of minutes, she says, Naira says that wanderers in the Highlands should be wary of other creatures. And she says something else. She says, which we may find in caves and on mountainsides, as they could be the sleeping Machukuna, the creatures made from bones. By day they work the fields and fertilise the crops. Some believe this is penance for the sins that the Machukuna committed in life, as through their efforts and labour they may regrow their flesh anew. She says they're not necessarily dangerous, but they may seek out humans willing to give them food. The main risk they pose is that the wind that follows them is reputed to bring disease and bad luck. And there are other creatures, like the Machukuna, that offer a more direct threat, called the Saku. They seek out humans not to repent their sins, but to kill and eat them. They are somehow related, but again, they also are creatures made of bone. And she just says, "Be careful. The Highlands are a dangerous place. There are Karasiri there too."
So basically, anything that comes near us, we are going to have to either run or seek to destroy.
Jackson, does she know anything that might help protect us against these?
He asks her a question, and she kind of rolls her eyes up as if, and then and shakes her head. She says something, and he says, "Only our bravery."
That's reassuring. My supply of that's diminished.
We must, as much as I value Naira's opinion, we must be aware that a lot of what she talks of is folklore, and although we have reason to believe that some of that folklore is true, does not necessarily mean that it all is. She says that we must exit the island through the reed archway, as it will take the luck of Mother Water with us.
Take all the luck we can. So I'll take that up.
Okay. So quite a few of the other people, the other residents of the island have now returned. The bar has done its work, so you've literally now just got like a load of ashes on the floor in the hut, and the weather has taken a decided turn for the worse, as is the wont in this part of the world. The weather changes quickly, and dark clouds have rolled in across the lake, and it started to rain.
We should move.
Let's head back across the water.
Jackson says,
through the reed
yeah.
arch with us.
You're going to go back out then, are you? Yeah.
Via the arch.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. As you're walking across away from Naira's hut, Jackson gives her a hug, and he pulls himself away. He kind of comes past you guys and says, "Just hope we haven't signed Naira's death warrant here."
I'm sure once us evil Westerners have gone, we'll be safer.
It certainly ain't what any of us signed up for, that's for sure. But I couldn't think of 4 guys I'd rather have along with me on this screwy journey. It's all about the team, Lex?
All about the team.
Okay, are you going to exit through the archway?
For sure.
You see a reed archway, kind of fashioned almost like it almost looks like a little bit like a kind of love heart at the top, the way that the kind of two arches come together, and then they're kind of bits of reed that hang down. Okay, you pass through the archway, and then you make your way along the edge of the island and find your boats. Okay, and off you go. I'm assuming that you've put the bar back into your pack, Lex.
Yeah, back in the backpack. Yep.
Okay. So you get back into the water. As I said, it's not raining that much. It's fairly light rain, but the clouds are now hanging low over the lake. It's kind of almost like mist. The visibility is quite reduced. It's quite dark, and it's only just before midday, so it should be pretty light. But obviously the heavy clouders make everything feel a lot more claustrophobic than it did on the way out. Okay, so can you just remind me who's in which boat? I can't remember.
Douglas and Lex are together, and the other 3 are in the other boat.
Okay, you start heading back with your. It took you about 45 minutes on the way out here. Right, you've been paddling your boats back towards the shore of Puno from the Uros. When about halfway back, you approach a thick bed of Totora reeds, which are the reeds that they use to actually make the islands and everything on them. You remember this from when you came out. Basically, there's like huge reed beds either side, and there's kind of like a central, almost like a path, but it's obviously in the water still. Which is still fairly wide, but like it's quite unusual here because whereas most of the lake is obviously open. When you get closer to the land, there's a massive, huge stretch of these reeds, and you can see just at the mouth of the kind of entrance where the reed beds are either side. You can see that there is a one of these balsas, one of the boats that you're in, kind of bobbing on its own with nobody in it.
Just keep an eye on it and keep going.
Okay. How close together are you going to be, and are you going side by side, or is one in the front, or how are you doing it?
One front, one back, and I would we'd be very careful, an eye on the water to make sure that there's nobody swimming nearby that's going to pop out.
Okay, so who you got one in the front and one in the back. So which boat's going in the front?
I think it would be me and Douglas.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how far behind would the second boat be?
We'll try and stay fairly close. 20 foot.
Okay. 20 feet. You carry on paddling. There's a kind of eerie silence here. You can no longer hear the pan pipes that are emanating from the various Uros. You can't hear any birds or anything really, apart from the kind of splashing of the water. That's all you can hear. And the cloud, say it's ominously low. It's almost dark. It's kind of and you can feel in the air. It's kind of there's a kind of heaviness to it. Can I get you to make a spot hidden roll, please?
It's normal success for me.
Okay, so Jacob got a normal success.
Lex is concentrating on the paddling and isn't doing a lot of looking, apparently.
So Lex is okay.
Big fail.
Okay, so Douglas, did you roll a spot hidden roll?
I did, and I failed. But I've got. I want to try. I'm leaning over and looking really hard in the water, and I'm going to try to push it.
Push the roll, yeah. Okay, make a roll then. You know what the potential issues are if you're leaning right
Yeah,
over
I'm
the
gonna.
side.
I'm gonna fall in. I'm gonna fall in.
Okay.
Right, am I just rolling another d10? Is that how that works?
So pushing the roll is just you just roll it again. Literally, it's just a re-roll.
Okay, cool. This will be funny.
That's not bad.
So so that's the spot hidden roll 4. Yeah. So leaning right out the side of the boat does the job for Douglas.
Critical success. What?
You got a 42, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I rolled a 2.
You got a 2. It rolled it twice, but the first roll was a 2.
Okay, I didn't notice that. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so that was a
Critical
hard
success. Critical success.
Is it critical success? I thought critical success was only 01.
Oh, okay. Sorry, an extreme success.
It's an
Then.
extreme
Sorry.
success. Yeah. Douglas got an extreme success. Jacob, you got a success as well, didn't you? But was it just a standard one? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Stanton, what did Stanton get? 30 something.
36.
Douglas, you're leaning right out the side of the boat. I think that you kind of felt like something isn't quite right with that boat kind of sat on its own, bobbing around, and that weird kind of feeling of everything being like silent. So your hackles are up and your suspicions. And suddenly you see something under the water. You see a shape moving swiftly, swimming speedily towards the bottom of the boat. What are you going to do?
Smack it with a paddle.
Okay. You need to try and grab the paddle first. Okay.
I thought I was paddling.
You try and grab the paddle and then slam it down towards the whatever it is you saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a roll, kind of a brawling roll. You're going to get a penalty die with this, though, unfortunately, because of the fact that you're trying to hit something in the water.
That's all right. 85.
Okay, yeah, you kind of you bring the paddle, you smash it down onto the water, but it doesn't really do the water. Kind of obviously the resistance stops it doing anything really,
Yeah.
and just literally after that happens, something smashes into the bottom of the boat. Can you both make dexterity rolls, please?
I have rolled over my dexterity.
You've rolled over it.
And I have rolled under mine.
Okay. So Lex, you fall to the floor. You're paddling the boat.
Yep.
You kind of the boat. Something smashes into the bottom of the boat and causes it to lurch sideways, which means you kind of fall from where you're sitting and you got sent sprawling onto the floor of the boat. You manage to stand up, Douglas. There's a boat kind of sent reeling to one side. And both of you you're scrambling around the bottom trying to regain your balance. You can see the blade of a knife come through the bottom of the boat, literally just cutting through the reeds. Okay, hold on a second.
Do we see this sort of going on? Obviously not the knife, but the rest.
Yeah, you can see. You can now. The rest of you guys, obviously, you can now see from your 20 feet away. You can see the boat. The first thing you see is the boat when it's hit, and then it's kind of lurching to one side. You see Douglas smacking the oar down into the water, and then so all hell has broke loose in that boat. Douglas, what are you doing? You're still standing up, and you can see the blade of the knife kind of working its way along along the bottom of the boat.
Okay, as I will pull my revolver out, point it directly down into where the knife is, and I will fire 3 shots.
3 shots, okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Straight down, hopefully to hit the hand that's holding the blade.
Yeah, okay, so you get a penalty die for the fact you can't see what you're shooting at. You manage to stand up, so that's okay. So yeah, if you're going to fire 3 shots, you'll get 2 penalty dice on each of the shots.
Point blank?
Yeah, point blank range. So you'll still get 2 because you should have 3 penalty dice in total, shouldn't you?
Okay.
If you choose to fire 2 shots, then you'll have less. You only have 1 penalty die then.
Oh, okay. I'll do 2 then.
Because for everyone, okay. So you're firing 2 shots. Yeah, do you get that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're firing 2 shots with a penalty die. Okay. Go on then. Roll.
90, and probably don't need a penalty die for that, do I? But geez, 83.
Okay, you fire 2 shots into the floor of the boat, but they both miss. Yeah, as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, I think so. I've killed the boat though.
Okay, yeah, you shoot the bottom of the boat, and obviously the knife withdraws quickly, and the boat, whatever was underneath the boat, just dives back down into the water. What are you three doing behind, Jacob?
Well, I wasn't paddling because I'm injured. So whoever is paddling, I say, look, get to them quickly. They've got problems.
Okay, it's Jackson who's paddling. So
I'm
Jackson paddles. Okay, there's now about 1.5 inches of water in the bottom of the boat. Obviously, it's not made of particularly stern stuff, and it's beginning to take on water quite quickly. What are you going to do, Lex and Douglas?
Paddle as hard as possible. Where's the? Do we have a reed island nearby or anything like that?
No, because you're right in the middle of those kind of those reed beds. There's no islands here.
How close is the other boat? The abandoned boat.
Yeah, let's head to the abandoned boat.
You're going to head toward the abandoned boat. Okay.
Yeah. See if we can find an unshot boat.
Whilst if Lex is paddling, I'm going to stay with my gun. I'm going to go on my knees so I don't get knocked if it hits us again, and I'm going to scan around with my gun.
Okay, Lex, can you make a strength roll, please?
I have succeeded.
Okay, that's a normal success, yeah?
Normal success, yeah.
Okay, you managed to get the boat moving as fast as you can towards the like you said, the other boat, the boat that's abandoned. By the time you reach you're within kind of grabbing distance of the other boat, you've now got about a good kind of 6 inches of water in the bottom of yours. It's more or less sunk. So as you can just about get to the other boat before yours just literally just disappears from under you. The other three, you're trying to paddle as fast as you can, but obviously Lex is paddling really quick towards the boat in front of him, so you're having to try and keep up with him. But you do make it to the other boat. What you're gonna do is try and jump into it.
Yeah.
Transfer.
Okay. Can you make you need to make dex rolls, please, to manage to get out of the one boat that you're in and into the new boat.
I have not succeeded my dexterity roll.
I have succeeded my dexterity roll.
Okay, Douglas, you managed to fling yourself from the one boat, which is kind of sinking underneath you, into the other one, and land in it, and it obviously tips alarmingly, but you manage to stay in it. Lex, you jump out of the boat that you're in, but unfortunately you don't quite make it, and you land in the lake just short of the boat.
I'll have to swim. So Douglas has made it.
Yeah.
I'll just have to swim towards the boat and then get him to help me.
Yeah, I'll put my arm out to.
Okay. You're kind of just gathering yourself after landing. You turn around, obviously you see Lex fall into the water. Lex, you obviously momentarily go under, and then you kind of thrash around trying to. You can swim though, can't you?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Has Lex still got his rucksack on?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
He's gonna sink.
Lex, you're just kind of in the water, and you come up to the surface, and you obviously it's quite cold, and you can see Douglas standing up above you in the boat, like leaning out, trying to offering you his hand, and suddenly you feel something grab hold of your ankle from underneath the water. Can you make a brawling roll, please?
I have a success.
A standard success.
A standard success.
Okay. You feel something grabbing hold of your ankle, and you manage to kind of kick out into the water, and you manage to free yourself from the grasp of whatever it is. You presume it's the thing that actually did the damage to the boat in the first place. Okay, so you can reach out now. You'll need to make a strength roll. Well, it's a combined strength and dexterity roll, so you're rolling against both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So you roll once, and you want it to beat both. The strength is to actually pull him out, and the dexterity is to stay standing up, because it is only a reed boat, and it's rocking around like anything.
Okay, so I passed my strength.
Yeah.
Failed my dex.
Hang on, wasn't that the same roll for both?
Oh, was
you
it?
have to-
Okay, sorry.
You have to,
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same
Only
roll
roll
for
once.
both. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you
sorry.
roll once.
In
Yeah.
which case, I passed both.
Okay. So you see something trying to grab hold of Alex's ankle as he comes out of the water, but you manage to pull him out and also retain your balance in the boat as well. Behind Jacob, you're coming up close behind now. You can actually see like a human form in the water, because it's coming quite close to the surface now that he's holding on to Alex's ankles as he's pulled out. Yeah, and you can see like looks like a man, maybe a local.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna shoot him. We'll try.
Okay. How many shots are you going to take?
Just one.
Just one shot. And okay, so you'll be rolling with one penalty die because of the fact that he's in the water, but you're close enough for it to be point blank range, so that negates it. So it's just a straight roll then.
That's an ordinary success.
Okay. So yeah, the bullet he's high enough out of the water for the water not to be able to stop the bullet. So yeah, it hits him.
Damage.
Yeah.
1.
Oh god. Okay. Right. Unfortunately, the water was able to stop the bullet a bit more than you'd hoped. Okay. Right. So you're now in the boat. You're kind of on your knees in the boat, having been pulled out. So now let's go to Dex order. So Douglas, you managed to pull Alex out of the water. You're aware of something hanging on, was hanging onto his ankle that's now still in the water on the side of the boat. What are you going to do?
Can I see it?
Yeah, you can see as you kind of look over the side, you can see the white face and kind of long hair of a local man. But his face is kind of contorted with hatred, and his eyes are bloodshot, and it's similar kind of a feral look that you've seen from the other carousel on the island, also from D. Mendoza as well.
I had to draw my pistol because obviously I didn't have it when I was trying to pull Lexi out.
Yeah.
And then if I have time, having done that, I will shoot at it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, one shot.
Okay. You can fire as many shots as you like.
Yeah, and I just want to fire one.
Okay.
Okay, that's a regular success.
Okay. You get a penalty die, but then you get... Okay, yeah, there's no dice changes because it's your point blank range. So regular success hits then.
Excellent. Doing...
sorry. Hold on a minute. Sorry, before you roll to see if you hit, I haven't rolled as... That's fine. No, that's good. No, that's good. Yeah, you hit. How much damage?
3.
3 damage. Oh, God. Okay.
The very thick water.
Okay, so that's you now. So, Jacob, what are you going to do? You can see Douglas standing up, just having shot at the man in the water. You've already just shot at him as well.
Take another shot. There's not a lot more I can do, I think.
Okay.
It's a miss.
Okay, well, it smacks into the water, but... Okay, just hold on a sec. Lex, what are you going to do?
I will also draw my pistol.
Okay, you clambered into the boat. You've drawn your pistol. You can use your pistol as well.
Okay.
So you draw your pistol and just turn around and just literally just point it into the water and shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, single shot.
Okay.
I can offer you a impale.
Okay. Nice.
I have rolled a 5. So I'm pretty pleased with that.
Okay. Is that an impale?
It's
an extreme success.
It's extreme success. Yep.
Okay, so it's the full damage plus the dice damage again.
So the full damage is 12.
Yep.
That's another 9. 21.
Okay.
Do you get the plus as well? Or is it just another dice?
No, it's just another dice. It's the full. It's maximum damage plus.
That's just the dice. Okay, sorry.
Dice. Yeah.
Yeah, so just 19. My
Just the
apologies.
19 is going to make all the difference.
Yeah.
What plus does he get anyway?
+2?
For what?
Oh, no.
You don't add your damage bonus to.
Depends on what gun you.
It's-
Depends what you're using.
It's a 45 automatic, which
Yeah,
is
in which
D10 plus
10
2.
plus 2.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
So that's,
So you-
12.
No, so
plus
yeah,
I roll 7.
Yeah, so on that I thought you were talking about So on that basis, if you do get the +2 because that's the actual weapon damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's only you don't add your damage bonus again if it's a melee, if it's an attack, but you do get the +2 again. Okay, so it's 21 damage.
21, yeah. Yeah.
Right, so you clamber into the boat, you pull out your gun, your chest is heaving, and you literally just turn around and you more or less as the man in the water tries to dive back down, he kind of turns and you basically just blasts his head. Right, your gun is right next to his head, and you just pull the trigger, and his head explodes, and it's just literally just blood everywhere in the water, and you see his body kind of literally just floats the surface like face down, and there's like where his load of blood is pouring pooling out across the top of the water. He's just floating there. What are you going to do?
Great shot, Lex. Let's get the hell out of here.
Grab
Let's
an
just
oar.
pedal. Yeah, we just go. We could. I don't care if he regenerates because it will be long gone.
Yeah, grab an oar and go.
Okay, so you get back into your boat, into this new boat, and
Paddle like we have never paddled before.
okay,
Actually, we could probably be quite leisurely now because we've killed both of the creatures that were following us. But let's not rest
take
on our
the
laurels.
risk.
No. I reload my pistol.
Oh, so will I.
okay, excellent work, everybody. You now head through the reed beds, and you are quite pleased after about another 15 or 20 minutes to be able to see the shore quite close now. And presently, you pull yourself. You're back at the harbour, Puno Harbour. Now, obviously, Lex, you're completely soaked, having been in the water. Douglas, you're quite wet as well. You got quite a lot. You're probably wet from the waist down.
Let's get back to the hotel, get changed, and get our gear and get going.
That was awful. I can never see another lake. During the war, I was a submariner, and my engineering section was really badly flooded one time. I do not like going in the water. No more boats. That was scary.
Oh, hell, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lex. I didn't know. I wouldn't have taken you with us if I'd have known that.
You did well, Lex.
Well, let's hope we've kept Naira safe for a bit.
Well, no, there's assuming that the one that Lex got doesn't regenerate. There's no witnesses to tell anyone else where she is.
No. Well, that's it. I mean, hopefully they'll come after us. I'd rather them come after us.
Well, absolutely. Right, let's go. Lex, you fit to travel?
All good. All good.
Okay, you pull up. You pull up on the side of the quay, and you're back in. And again, you're back in the bustling market now. It feels quite intimidating now because you know that these things are around, and like you keep, all these faces. It's quite crowded on the dockside, and you know that you've got to be careful. You also know that your presence here has attracted a lot of the wrong type of attention. So yeah, you get out of the boats, and then you want to keep your head down and just head to the hotel as quickly as you can.
Keep close watch, make sure we're not being followed, or anyone is going to come at us with knives.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way through the market. It's not far from the dockside to your hotel. So presently, you pitch back up at the hotel. By the time you get back to the hotel, it's just past midday. The weather has started to clear. The dark clouds are disappearing away across the lake, and it's beginning to be quite kind of bright again. But yeah, you kind of obviously go into the hotel. So you're going to go and get changed and dried out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So Jackson says, so if we're planning on leaving today, I need to go and sort out these kind of pack animals. When and where shall I say we're going to? Because we obviously need to load them up, don't we? But I don't particularly want to do that around here if possible. But I guess we've got no choice because they've got so much stuff to carry. Just bring them up here.
Yeah. Well, is there any sign of Larkin?
You don't see him at the moment. No, you don't see him at the moment. And you know that all your stuff, all the expedition kit, is all in like a room underneath the hotel, which is where it was all kept. So, which has got
Is Larkin's gear there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, all of the expedition gear is all in the kind of a storage area below the hotel, which is accessed around the side.
Let's take his as well then.
Absolutely.
That'll be your plan that you spoke of earlier, Jacob.
It would be an extra pack mule, Jackson.
Okay, so I'll go and organise us some pack mules. How many do we need? One each?
Yeah. Sounds ample.
Okay. And I guess what happens if Larkin does come down? We just carry on as if we're just getting ready to go.
Is there one room that's? Well, perhaps we should. While you're doing that, Jackson, we can get the expedition gear out from the cellar or wherever it is, and put it somewhere where we can load it up more quickly. Is there a room, one of our rooms, that's a bit more convenient than the others in terms of loading stuff up?
Yeah, there's a couple of rooms that are near the entrance on the bottom floor. The only problem that you've got there is that you've got a lot of stuff. So you've got like tents and all sorts of kit that you'd have to be carrying into the hotel.
Well, perhaps we should go down into the storage room and just pack it all up and make sure it's all ready, and then we can load up the pack mules as quickly as possible.
Well, if you guys get that sorted, and I'll go and get the pack mules, and then we can. Then when I get back, we can literally just strap it all on and go.
Yeah, and perhaps someone should keep an eye out for Larkin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to be a bit of a telltale if we're getting ready to leave now. He'll be able to see that. Okay.
Shall I do that, gentlemen? I'm not sure I'm going to be lugging tents around at the moment.
Don't go on your own.
Stanton can do that.
Well, why don't you and Stanton do that? I don't want anybody being on their own.
Being on their own.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'll be on my own, but I'll be okay.
Fine. I mean, we can be on our own, but just not on our own with Larkin. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jackson leaves then on his quest to find pack mules. And so Stanton and Jacob are going to stay downstairs in the lobby, which offers a reasonable view of the stairs up to where Larkin's room is.
Yep.
So drinking at the bar, whatever, having a bit of a rest, you'd be able to see if he comes down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Lex and Douglas are going to go and get everything ready to roll out. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Carry on.
As far as what the kit goes, you've basically got tents, you've got 2-man tents. You've got blankets, heavy blankets. Then you've got heavy tools like picks, shovels, things like that. Then there are lots of hand tools as well. Binoculars, ropes, sacks, backpacks, saddlebags, food, water, spare clothes, compasses. There's even a box of dynamite as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Are you basically just gonna? Is there anything else that you want to take other than those things that I've just mentioned? Because those are all the things that Larkin brought in the lorries.
That sounds ample. Are there any other firearms?
No.
Okay. Torches. I've got my own gear as well.
I'll take my own gear as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Excellent.
That's all good then, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. You've been seated in the hotel lobby for about 40 minutes, Jacob, with Stanton. When you see the sallow figure of your expedition leader coming down the staircase.
I'll beckon him over like a long lost friend. Larkin, good afternoon. Come join us.
He comes over and he looks quite bleary eyed. His hair is kind of quite sweaty and like pressed against the top of his head. What hair he has got, his eyes have got huge bags underneath them and a bloodshot, and the clothes that he's wearing again, they kind of seem sweat-soaked, and that horrible kind of rotten stench that you noticed before is actually stronger than it was previously. Even though there has been attempts to cover it with cologne, lots of it, but you can still smell it straight away as soon as he comes over and says, well, yes. Wow, half of the day gone already.
What would you like to drink, Larkin?
No, I'm okay, thank you. Just a glass of water, I think, please. Well, yes, I've slept slightly longer than I expected.
Well, it's good to build your strength for the coming expedition.
Yes, I don't feel particularly bad now. I'm okay. Yes. So, right, we need to organise some meals, don't we? Where is everybody?
I think they may be in their rooms.
I see. Right. So I have a few contacts in the city. So I'll have a wander down to the docks, to the market, and just have a chat with a couple of my men. Get some things sorted. I thought of leaving at maybe first thing tomorrow morning. We don't want to hang about too long, do we?
No, that sounds a splendid idea. We'll then have a full day's travel, won't we? Excellent idea.
So what we say, maybe about 8 o'clock or so?
Yes, that sounds good.
Oh, excellent. Did you say the others are all in their rooms? Did you say?
I think so. I haven't seen them for a little while. Would you like some food before you head out?
No, I'm not really particularly hungry. I don't tend to eat that much. Don't know why. Maybe it's I think it's the altitude. Yes, I feel a bit queasy. Due to the altitude, kind of affects me, and find it quite difficult to breathe.
I know the feeling. I've had a touch of that myself.
Maybe going to get some fresh lake air, and I'll I'm quite excited about the prospect. He says he kind of rubs his hands together, and you can see that like he actually has a kind of genuine look of excitement kind of plays across his face weirdly. Just momentarily, he looks like a different person altogether. He looks like years younger. His eyes kind of, they lose that kind of that sallow look, and he looks genuinely excited. You see a different man, and then the old Larkin comes back as he kind of.
I'm going to try and charm him. I want to try and delay him before he leaves as long as possible.
Okay.
I'm going to ask him what we can expect on the journey.
Okay. You're going to try and charm him. Let's just double check that. Hold on a sec.
All I really want to achieve is to engage him a bit to
that's
slow
fine.
him down.
I'm just making sure that that's seduction, flattery, or simple warmth of personality. So using your warm personality, you're going to engage him.
I'm definitely not going to seduce him.
Okay, you're going to get him to regale you with some tales of. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I'm not on fine form today, though. It's a fail.
Okay.
Boy, Larkin, you're positively glistening tonight.
Okay, so what kind of approach did you take to the? What sort of thing would you be kind of?
I'm showing an interest and sort of trying to flatter him a little in terms of his experience and expertise and playing the slightly sort of dumb, inexperienced.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Okay, so you can. I mean, you got the option of pushing the roll if you want, but obviously that could have bad consequences if you fail again.
I will try and push. I'll try a little bit harder and play a little dumber.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's a success, not an ordinary success.
Okay, so you really lay it on thick, and you're kind of you become horribly sycophantic for a good half an hour, and he laps it up actually. He agrees to have a drink, and then he decides that maybe he should have a little bit to eat before he goes out, because you tell him that going out with an empty stomach would probably make his sickness even worse. And you tell him about the coca how that's going to make it better and stuff. So he has some coca tea as well. So yeah, you managed to kind of to hold him in place for a good kind of 45 minutes or so. But then at the end of that, he really decides he really does want to get about his business now. Because the day he's kind of is getting on, and he needs to get these mules sorted out.
I won't detain you any longer, Augustus. It's been an interesting conversation. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us.
No problem at all, and I'm glad that you're such an engaging fellow. It's just nice that somebody shows an interest. We will be very, very, we will be a lot more interesting once we reach the pyramid, and I'm sure there'll be lots of tales that people want to hear from us. So yes.
I hope you've saved a few for the journey.
must go anyway. He goes now. Okay. Yeah. So you've Lex and Douglas. You once you finish packing, it's going to take you a good couple of hours to do that because it's a lot of work. You've got everything all packed and ready to go. What are you going to do then?
Get out of Dodge.
Yeah. Do we need to get the others once we're packed up?
Yeah. Okay. Jackson comes back about 20 minutes after Larkin left, and he says that first he says, "Have you seen Larkin, Jacob?"
Yes. He went about 20 minutes ago. I managed to detain him for as long as possible. He said he wanted to go to the into the city to make some arrangements for the expedition. I thought I'd try and buy us some time.
Well, I'm glad you did, because if he'd come down to the market where all of the mules are, then that might have been a bit of a problem. Anyway, I've sorted us some animals, but if Larkin is out and about, what do we think?
Well,
Lex, Douglas, yeah, you're there as well now.
Yeah, where did Larkin go?
He's headed out to make some arrangements. So the sooner we go, the better, I think.
Well, if he's headed into town to try and get some mules, if we're heading in the opposite direction, as in out of town, we should be okay.
Yeah, we just got to get the mules to here. That's the thing. Oh, it's a big city. I mean, It's not a big city. It's a big place. We're going to be the only problem we're going to have is if he pitched up at the hotel at the same time that we're riding out or loading the mules up. But let's just
well,
go.
Faster we do it. Let's hope we get lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any way that we can just move all the stuff now out and then just down the road and then load up the mules when we get them?
Problem is, there's so much
too much stuff.
That's why we've got the pack mules.
Yeah, we'd need the mules to move the stuff.
Let's stop talking about it. Do it now, because the longer we wait, the more likely it is he's going to come back.
You want me to stand lookout and see if I can just if he comes, I can at least try and
engage him again. That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Or should we maybe, pull up a couple of chairs? Jacob, and you and I can just sit there pretending to be relaxing in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Lex, there doesn't seem to be a luck score on your character sheet. Do you have one now?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
50.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Lex, can you make a luck roll, please? It's a group luck roll being made by Lex.
I've rolled 72.
Okay. Right, Jacob, where you're standing, where were you going to be looking out from?
From the the front. It's from the front of the hotel.
Okay. Whilst the others are getting Jackson has got the mules up to the hotel, and they're now down the back getting them loaded. When you see Larkin returning walking up the road towards the hotel. Basically, if he comes in the front of the hotel, that's fine. But if he goes around the side for any reason, then he's going to see all of what's going on.
I'll as he comes into view, I'll wave. Okay. Augustus.
He lifts his hand and waves in a kind of weary wave. You can see that the exertions of walking around for about an hour and a bit have obviously taken that out of him. He looks quite tired. He says, "Hey, hello again, Jacob.
I'm going to go into overbearing, irritating mode.
Okay. And what are you going to try and do?
Augustus, I'm basically just going to try and wear him out into trying to get away and retreat to his room.
Okay. What by just asking? What are you going to ask him to
Asking
do?
lots of questions. So how did your errands go, Augustus?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Well, I have managed to sort out some mules for us with my
And did you get to
contacts.
see any of the lake?
Yes, it is quite beautiful.
What do you
isn't
think
it?
about it?
Yes. It's. It always surprises me that the size of the lake. It's most marvelous. Really marvelous.
You should go on a boat trip. I was quite fascinated by the reed boats.
I don't really like water that much, if I'm honest. Never really been much of a swimmer. Yes, I mean, it's not really my thing. But I think I need to. So I've got the mules sorted. So I think, I just need to go around and have a look at the equipment. We may need to start getting it ready for if we want to leave early in the morning.
Oh,
He starts to make his way round towards the side of the hotel.
Augustus, just wait a second. You're really not looking well. Are you still suffering from the altitude sickness?
Well, you know that I'm not necessarily. I don't always look particularly well, do I? I do feel a little bit sick, but I'm fine. As I told you before, unfortunately, I've had this kind of ailment for a while now. I'm used to it.
Come and have some more tea, Augustus. I insist. You're really not looking well, and you need to preserve your strength before the expedition.
You can see him beginning to get irritated now, so I think you need to make a charm roll.
Oh, that is a
8.
It's a hard success. I still haven't got the terminology. Hard success, critical. The best you can do. Extreme. I've got it.
Yeah. Okay. You got an extreme success. And what did you say to him?
I was trying to press him to have some more tea to treat his altitude sickness.
Okay. You put you look at him and you put your arm around him in such a caring manner that he says, "Oh, you're probably right. I do feel maybe sit down first, and then we'll make some plans."
Good idea. Go and have a seat, and I'll arrange the tea.
Yeah, I'll just go through here. But after that, he says, we really do need to be making plans, and you need to be. Can you round up the rest of the expedition?
I will. You go and have the tea, and I'll round up the others.
Okay. He goes off, and he goes and sits in the hotel lobby. You kind of see him sink into one of the seats. What are you doing?
I'm going to go and find the others quickly.
Okay. You scoot out the front and then round the side of the hotel, and you can see them all. They got half of the mules loaded.
Larkin's back, everyone. I just managed to persuade him to go and have some tea, but he's quite keen on sorting out the expedition gear.
You need to go and buy. Can you buy us any more time? We've probably got another 10 minutes to get all this strapped on.
I've got some painkillers in my medical bag, and I could slip him a Mickey pin.
That might be a good idea.
And the tea, Jacob, do you think you could get away with that? I mean, I'm not suggesting. I don't think it'll knock him out, but it may
go and
fire him out.
Jackson, can you help me with the language and arrange and to get some tea? And I'll take it to Stanton. You go and get the drugs.
Can you not give him a massive laxative?
Okay, Jackson just tells you how to say, "Can I have a cup of coca tea?" in Spanish, so it doesn't have to come with you.
Okay.
And then you can go and order the tea, and then what are you going to do? You're going to put what in it?
I'll put some painkillers, some aspirin in it.
Okay. What, a lot?
Yeah, double dose, maybe.
Is that going to do the trick?
Pills.
You're going to give him some aspirin?
Something.
That's probably not. That's not going to knock him out, is it?
Yeah.
We need something a bit stronger than that.
Hang on.
Yeah.
The aspirin isn't going to knock the heroin addict out, I don't think.
Danton, wait for the tea.
Yes.
I'm going to go up to his room and get his stash.
Ah, yes. That'd be better, wouldn't it?
An aspirin, yes.
It just perk him up.
I'm gonna head to his room and try and find his stash of heroin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe laxative might be a bit extreme.
Okay, you know where his room is, but obviously the door's locked, so you need to get through the door first.
Try and let myself in.
You need to open the clock first.
I do.
Use your clock repair skills.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
That's a hard success.
Nice. Okay, so in no time at all, you use your clock skills to open the door, and you're inside. And the room, although obviously differing in size and furnishings, it has a remarkably similar feel to the room in the Hotel España, in as much as it's just a complete mess, and a horrible smell lingers everywhere. All of this. I mean, he hasn't really got many possessions, but what he has got are kind of chucked everywhere.
I think it was on his nightstand last time. I'm going to start hunting around.
You don't need to hunt very far, because literally just next to the bed is a.
I'll grab it and.
Okay.
Can I try and lock the door after myself?
Yeah, because you've unlocked it, you can lock it.
Okay.
Yeah. You lock. Okay, you lock it behind you, and yeah, you've got his heroin stash.
Okay.
Heroina.
I'll head down and Stanton was waiting for the tea.
Okay.
Stanton.
The tea has been. You now have the tea, Stanton.
Okay.
I think this might be a bit more of an effect than aspirin.
Yeah. Has it got a taste to it? Maybe we need to.
I'll just
the expert's about to find out.
I'll dip my finger in it and just take the tiniest taste.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a kind of an acrid taste to it, but it's not overly. It's not a strong taste.
I think
the
we'll
taste
be
of
alright.
The Coca tea there is pretty strong, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You go into you look into the kind of bar area where you left him when he sat. You notice that he sat in the chair that he sat in. He looks like he's asleep.
I'm going to take the tea in. I'm going to pour the entire stash into the tea.
Right. Okay.
You're going to kill him with an overdose.
Hey ho. And then I'll take the tea.
There isn't. When you say the entire stash, there's only about a quarter of the bottle left.
Okay. Whatever's left, I'll use.
Apparently, it's got kind of a bit of a vinegary smell to it. Apparently. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're going to pour it into his tea, and then he is asleep in the chair.
I think it's better that he drinks it if we can. So I will I will go over to him and just gently shake him by the shoulder and say, Augustus, I have the tea for you.
His eyes kind of flick open. And he's like, he's staring at you with like bleary eyes. He obviously can't see you. Then he, tea, Jacob, tea, yes, tea, of course, yes.
I'll hand it to him.
Kind of, he looks around him. He looks like he's a bit confused as to where he is. Must have just my eyes must have just closed for a few seconds.
Must have been the thin mountain air. That should help.
Okay, he grabs the tea and takes a reasonable sip of it. Oh, it's a funny taste.
I know. It's not something I drink for pleasure, I have to say, but it does work.
Yes, I've heard that it does. I've not tasted it before. It's rather acrid. Anyway, he just slams the rest of it down.
I'm sure you'll feel better soon, Augustus.
So, Stanton, where's everybody else? Where's everyone else?
Well, I just saw them. They should be down here in a minute. I think they were just organising their possessions in their rooms.
Well, can you get everybody down here? We need to have a meeting and decide who's going to do what. We haven't got much time to waste now. The day is short, and yes, we need to be ready for the morning. We need to be ready to go early in the morning.
Right.
Yes,
Well, Stanton,
quite right.
you go and find Douglas, and I'll go and find Lex. So we'll be back presently, Augustus.
Presently, Augustus. Presently.
Gonna head off.
Back presently, Augustus. Okay, you see him, his head kind of like lolls to one side in the chair, and he's gone back to sleep. You have a feeling this one may be slightly longer than his last one.
I'm wondering, should we just take him up to his room? Because if the hotel staff find him here, they may call for a doctor. If he's lying in bed, then at least he's out of the way.
Yes, I suppose. I mean, there's a risk there, isn't there? But he's had a fair amount of.
Yeah, and if he wakes up, well, we'll just say you're obviously tired. We're taking you back to your room because it seems you need rest.
Right. Well, you take one shoulder, I'll take the other. I'll put his arm over my shoulder and encourage Stanton to put his other arm over his shoulder, and we'll try and walk him up to his room.
Okay. He's well out of it as you go back into the hotel.
If any of the staff are around, I'll make a drinking motion.
Yeah.
We'll take him back to his room and put him on the bed.
They don't really notice. They're probably used to seeing drunk foreigners. But yeah, you between the two of you can take him. Okay, you walk him out of the you pick him out of the chair and you begin to walk him out, and he kind of half comes round and he's like, yeah. Then you pretty much do have to carry him. He starts gibbering in Swahili in an African accent, an African language, the one that you heard previously, what you thought could possibly be Swahili. Jacob, you heard him talking like this before when he was under the influence in bed. He starts gibbering and then he says, "Beware the." You feel his body kind of go stiff. "Beware the dark priestess, enchanting." And then his head lolls back to one side again. A couple of the kind of hotel guests and stuff look quizzically because he shouts that quite loud.
I'll make a drinking motion with my hand.
You see a few disdainful looks and head shakes. You kind of bundle him up the staircase to his room, and you obviously open the door, go inside, and you're just going to stick him on his bed.
Yeah.
I think while we're there, maybe have a quick quick look around, see if there's anything interesting, any artifacts.
There's nothing
returning to the temple.
There's nothing immediately obvious in the room other than all his stuff that's kind of strewn around everywhere. Obviously you can start searching around if you want. You put him down on his bed, and suddenly he sits bolt upright, and his eyes flick open, and he smiles and says, "The bloody tongue must be obeyed." Then he flops back down on the bed again.
I'll have a quick route around his room to see if I can find anything of interest.
Okay. Can you both make a spot hidden roll, please?
It's a normal success.
Okay.
Ooh,
what did you get?
Is a hard success.
Okay. Just bear with me. Okay. So Stanton, you find hidden under his bed, under his mattress, is the pendant in the form of a man holding two rods or staves that he showed you when you were back in Barcordano, one of the original artifacts, embellished with rectangular shape. So that's the kind of the same. That's the one that you saw earlier. And you also find, Jacob, a golden cup carved with geometrical patterns and circles, and then laid with turquoise. So you basically found the two items that he showed you originally when you first arrived here.
Okay,
we'll take them.
Yeah, I think we should take them.
How many pairs of shoes does he have?
How many pairs of shoes?
Yeah.
Okay, he's got. When you search around, looks like he's got 4 or 5.
Not anymore.
That's brilliant.
I'm going to stuff them all into a bag.
He repairs clocks and steals shoes.
Slow him down a little bit.
Surely you just want to steal one shoe because you spent ages looking for the other one.
Oh
Still,
man,
still
just leave
5 left shoes.
leave him with 5 layers. That's awesome.
No, so you're taking all his shoes. So,
I'm taking all his shoes, and we're going to take the cup as well. You're going to take the pendant, Stanton.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
And his
then we'll
and his belt.
okay, you do that. You leave him mumbling and gibbering away to himself in a heroin-fueled slumber on his bed in his foul, stinking room, minus his golden artifacts and his shoes. And you exit the room. Okay, what are you doing with his shoes, by the way?
I've got them in a bag at the moment. I'm going to dump them somewhere. I'll
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
hide them down. I'll hide them in the well, perhaps in the room in the basement where the expedition stuff was.
Okay. Okay, so you head back down. So by the time you've done all that, then the rest of the team, you've got everything ready, and you all meet up down in the basement room. The mules are loaded. You're ready to roll out, and it's probably about 2:00. Jackson says we should be able to make reasonable distance before nightfall. So yeah, it's if we go now, then we've got a good kind of 4 hours of light. Yeah.
Fire up the mules.
Give them some extra hay and let's get cracking.
Okay, so away you go, heading out. You fire up the mules and you head out across the city into the mountains.
I'll tell the others what we did to Larkin.
Excellent.
I don't know how much of a head start that will give us, but we might have a few hours at least, maybe even tomorrow before he realises we're gone.
Well, let's hope so. The longer it takes, the better.
Well, I mean, even if he does come after us, he's going to have to. He's got no equipment, no shoes, and a banging headache.
Has he got unusual sized feet? He might struggle to get replaced.
We can get them for you, but it won't be until Tuesday.
Okay, so you head out, and you've soon left the picturesque city of Puno on the shores of Lake Titicaca behind, and you have begun the ascent along into the highlands of the Andean Mountains. The first part of the journey is grassy plains, and the day is fairly pleasant. What's left of today, the weather is nice, and you make good progress with no problems at all. The grassy plains are easy to traverse. Jackson seems fairly proficient with the map. The surroundings are impressive, and yeah, it's actually a pleasant trip. And as the day comes to an end, you've made good progress away from the city, and you find yourself in a sheltered valley, which would seem ideal to set camp. Let's say the light's beginning to fade now. So Jackson says, I think this valley seems good. It's sheltered. You can feel the nip in the air now as night approaches. You know that up here in the highlands, it will drop below 0 at this time of year. So it's important that you get your tents up and get your blankets, maybe get a fire going as well.
Okay.
I'll start with collecting some wood and getting the fire going.
Okay.
Well, I'm more than happy to start on the tents.
I'll give you a
always
hand.
camp out at the western end of the estate during the summer.
Okay, so presently then, you've erected the tents. You've got a camp. You've got a fire going, and then you're all sat around, eating and drinking and warming yourself prior to sleeping. As I said, you've got 2-man tents. So who's going to be sharing with whom?
I guess we'll just continue with what we were doing with the boats.
Yeah.
But we do need to set guards.
Yeah, and maybe 2 people on at the same time in case one falls asleep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do that then.
I know it means that we're going to probably have to have a long night so we can rest. But I just think
absolutely.
Ira was saying.
One person can't scan everything anyway, so I think that's a Very good idea.
Okay, so who's going to be first to watch?
Me and Lex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep. It means that you're going to do what, 2 watches or 3? Somebody's going to have to be on their own, aren't they? If you do 3 watches.
Maybe let's get a piece of paper. I'll work it out.
Okay, whilst Lex and Douglas, you're going to watch first.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. It's not long. Okay, so the other 3 have gone off to their...
Yeah, sorry, we just do 2.
2 watches.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can always swap it out tomorrow night so that perhaps give one person an uninterrupted night and then go on watch the next.
Okay. It's not long after the other 3 have gone to their tents when Lex and Douglas, you suddenly notice that the donkeys, the mules that are just off to the outside of the camp, kind of tethered up. They start braying and you hear some kind of nervous noises from them. They don't sound very happy.
We go have a look.
I'll shine a torch over.
Okay. Can you make a listen roll, please?
I have failed.
As did I.
You both failed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too many crickets.
Yeah, bloody crickets. Shut up! Trying to listen. Okay, you shine a torch over. You stand up, kind of walk, and then shine a torch over to where the mules are, and you can see that they are quite disturbed. Some of them are like pulling against their tethers and braying, and but you can't see why. There doesn't seem to be any obvious reason why they're disturbed. I mean, they're not apoplectic. They're not terrified, but they do seem to be a bit skittish. That's the word I would use.
I will draw my pistol. Should we walk over there just to check on them?
You're going to walk close to the mules, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try and calm them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow them. I'll draw my pistol as well.
Okay. Okay. As you move over closer to the mules, and then there's like a small copse not far behind them. You can see suddenly like a big shape in the copse moving. It's big and it's about 6 foot long and about 3 foot high at the shoulder. And suddenly you see about 30 feet away from you is a huge bear that kind of lumbers out from behind the trees and kind of stands there staring at you. What are you going to do?
I'll make myself stand to my full height, make myself big, and shout at it.
Okay.
Scare it off with my intimidating presence.
I was going to say you can try and intimidate the bear. I think we need to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's black bears. It's different, isn't it? Depending on the bear. One you have to sort of.
Yeah, one will run away and the other will attack. I don't know what sort it is. Yeah.
No.
We'll find out.
Let's find out.
Yeah. A luck roll coming on.
I've succeeded.
Okay. Yeah, this bear is kind of it's a browny blackish colour. You can't really tell in the dark, but it's got like got quite a light face, kind of mottledy coloured face, got spectacle colour. Speckled even, not spectacles. Okay, you succeeded. So you'll basically just kind of make yourself look as big as you can, and then made a lot of noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The bear kind of it doesn't look particularly like it's going to be aggressive. It kind of it stands there for a bit, looking at you, eyeing you, and then you see it ever so slightly just turn around really slowly, and then kind of lumber off.
Like that.
Nicely done.
Just nod.
Okay.
You encounter many bears at home, Lexi?
Oh yeah, all over in the north.
First one
Always,
I've ever seen. That is. Don't get many bears in London.
No,
except the zoo.
Yeah, it's different out in Quebec. But never mind a bear. Keep the wolves away anyway.
Perhaps next time we should take a branch from the fire and wave that at it.
Yeah. If we'd known there was a bear here, we probably should have brought the fire with us rather than these electric torches. But never mind.
Okay. The mules seem to have settled down now, so and everything's returned to normality. You can just see just the crickets. You're going to head back to your watching post.
Yeah, we'll do. We should
Okay.
probably hide our picnic baskets as well.
Oh dear. Okay, so the rest of your watch passes uneventfully. So you're going to swap over to the other three now, yeah?
Yep.
Well, should
Okay.
we give one of us a night off?
Yeah.
Yeah, you. You can have the night off, Jacob. Go and have a rest.
Oh,
You look
thank
like you need it.
I won't say no. Thank you.
You still haven't. You're nowhere near having recovered from the Karasir attack. So you do look quite. You look a lesser man than you were. Put it that way.
He's going to
Yeah.
fall asleep counting shoes.
Dear. Okay. So Jackson and Stanton watch. Okay.
Right. Better keep an eye on my marmalade sandwiches.
Are you So Lex, you're staying in the same tent as Douglas, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Stanton, can I ask you to make a listen roll, please?
I'll make a roll.
Listen
I'll
roll.
guarantee I'll pass it then.
You need to, judging by what Jackson's obviously asleep at this point. Have you rolled?
I see. Yeah, you've got 86, didn't you?
Yeah, I
got
got
11.
6.
You got
I
11.
got 11. I was watching the dice as such.
You got 11. Okay.
Which is a hard success.
Okay, it's all quiet, really, really quiet, except for the insects. And you've just been sitting here for ages. And Jackson is he's not asleep, but you can see that he's staring into the fire, not particularly with it. And you, Stanton, you suddenly think you hear something. You hear the snap of a twig, and you stop and you listen again, and it seems to come from the direction of where the mules are. You think maybe it's just a mule, but then something tells you something tells you that there's another sound as well. You can't really work out what it is, but yeah, there's definitely something going on over by the pack animals.
I will kick Jackson's foot to wake him. Well, so get his attention, and point over to the pack animals.
Okay, you're going to go over to where they are. Okay.
Where I'm sitting, I'm going to torch in one hand, draw my pistol, and nudge him, point over. So we both go over to see what's there.
Okay, you both go over to where the animals are, and you are shocked to see that one of the mules has gone. There's an empty tether with nothing on it. The rest of them are just standing as normal, or sleep lying down. But the one has disappeared.
The tether, has it been undone? Has it been cut?
No,
it's
not been cut. It's been undone.
How did that happen? For us not to hear.
I don't know. Maybe you did hear. You heard something, didn't you?
Well, I heard a snap of a twig, but the mules, if someone was approaching, surely they would have roused.
Yes.
Maybe bandits have just stolen one of our mules.
You'd have heard the rustling.
So shine the torch around to see if there's any sign of this mule. Can we hear it?
Okay. You can't hear. Well, you can't hear anything. You can't see anything at the moment.
Jackson, do you want to go and wake the others?
Yeah, I'll do that. He's looking at the ground, just trying to see if I can see anything. Any kind of sign of it, which way it might have gone. That's two problems. It's so rocky here. It's difficult to see anything. You can see. Can you make a spot hidden roll, please?
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's going off. Is that a success?
Yes.
Okay, you can see the other side of the copse. You can see some trampled grass, and there's also a bit of soft ground, and you can see. You didn't come this way, but you can see. You're sure that you can see like a couple of hoof prints.
I'll wait for the others. Any direction?
Do you want to make a tracking roll, please? See whether you can. If you can see which direction it went in. No, unfortunately, you can't. Okay, Jackson wakes you all up and says, "We've lost one of our mules. I don't know what's happened to it, but somebody or something has let it off."
Let it off.
Well, they've untied it. I don't know.
We lost much equipment.
I would have thought we were taking the equipment off it.
You're taking all the equipment off.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was just checking.
No, we haven't lost anything. But what do we do? Do we Jackson's just kind of crouched down in the entrance to your tent. Do we leave it? Or do we try and find it?
I don't particularly fancy the idea of going off into the darkness trying to hunt it down.
No.
We should bring the remaining mules in closer.
Yeah, but
And
my worry is that it's been untied. It hasn't just got away. Something's untied it.
Yeah.
Something that's able to untie a rope.
Mm.
Well, exactly. But it's either a bandit who's taken a mule, or a local, or it's something that's taken a mule in order to eat the mule, but it hasn't attacked us. If we go hunting for it, then we're going to be, at best, split up. At worst, we all go into the darkness together, leaving all our equipment untended, which means that somebody could double back and steal more from us. It'd be better staying put.
We can't risk, say, 2 people going.
No.
Sorry, Stanton. You didn't come back, did you? You're back at the cops still, so you can't talk at the moment.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Because Jackson is at the tent.
So how far did you?
Well, I just went. It's just past the other side of the cops. That's where Stanton is at the moment. We looked as far as there, but that's it. We haven't gone any further. I better get back to him anyway because he's on his own.
What do you think, Lex?
I think we should wait till the morning, wait till the light. We've lost a mule.
Yeah.
Just keep your eyes peeled. We're doing the right thing. We've got a guard out.
We've got other mules. We've got spares. It's fine. Let's just be careful. We don't need to go looking for trouble. Okay. Get Stanton back, and then we'll just keep watch.
Stanton, what are you doing?
I was standing near the mules, scanning around with my torch, and looking back at the tents every now and again.
Okay.
With a concerned expression on my face.
Okay, so you've come back. You come back from where you were looking at the tracks and stuff. Then you've come back from that other side of the cops.
Back towards the camp.
Okay.
But I'm still a little way out on the edge of where we are.
Yeah. Can you make a listen roll for me again, please?
No, fail.
Okay.
I'm going to edge back to the camp, to the tents.
Okay. Jackson meets you on the way back. Says, "Yeah, come on. We're not going to. There's no point in going after it. We've decided we're just going to let it go.
Yeah.
We just bring the others. Bring the others in closer. We'll put them in next to the fire in the middle of the tents so that nothing else can get to them.
Yeah, and then maybe tomorrow, if we've got some rope, put that around the outside.
Yeah. Okay. So you bring the mules back in into the middle of the camp. Next to the fire's gone out now. Obviously, you couldn't have it. They wouldn't go when the fire was burning, but you have them right close now, so you can. Okay, and get back to watching. The rest of the night passes uneventfully, and you, So the dawn comes. Weather is clear and bright today. And you're all awake.
Right. Let's back up and go. You mentioned we might as well go and have a look at the
There was some
tracks in the daylight, but I'm not suggesting we. You might give us an indication of who or what took the mule.
Yeah, we can't get too bogged down with this. We still have only got.
No, because it's just literally as far as we go. We see whether there are shoe prints or what, and then we just go. I totally agree that this is not something we want to be concerning ourselves with.
Okay, so all of you go to the other side of the copse where Stanton and Jackson show you there are definitely some hoof prints here, and some kind of and some scuffed grass. Can all of you make spot hidden rolls, please, in the daytime? You need a hard success.
Just a normal success for me.
I don't have that.
Oh, I keep thinking about those tales that Naira was telling us.
Well, exactly.
Machu Kuna or something. I think we should all at least have neck scars.
Well, Jackson's kneeling down on the floor, and he says, if it was one of those, it was wearing a pair of size 9 boots. Just come and have a look at this. And with his help, he shows you there's 2 discernible boot prints.
So a local thief then.
Oh. Right, yeah. I can't tell how old the boots are that whatever it was wearing. Let's just hope it was. If it was just a local thief, then that's great.
Well, if it was something more sinister, it seems strange just to.
I can see the trail now. He starts wandering off, so I can find look, and he starts following it. Let's just look. I'm just going to go this way. Look, I can see the boot prints. He starts wandering off down like a gully path.
Is this in the right direction for us?
No, it's going the other way.
Okay.
Right, it's going right angles.
What do you think?
I think it's worth taking
Let's
a
have a
little
quick
bit
look.
of time just in case you find something helpful. I don't
Fine.
think we should detain ourselves for too long.
Give it 5 minutes then, seeing as until he loses the trail.
Okay. You give it 5. Well, you follow Jackson for less than 5 minutes to the bottom of this. The path kind of goes down the side of a hill, and then at the bottom of the hill, it forks off left and right, and he's kind of standing in the middle, and he's like scratching his head. I'm not really sure where it goes from here, but okay. I don't know. I'm not sure. It'll be a guess. So I don't know. Like you said, is it worth us wasting our time?
Can we check,
Yeah,
see whether we can see tracks? Everyone have a look. See whether we can see anything.
Yeah, everyone have a look. Yeah.
Spot hidden.
Looking up at the clouds by the look.
I rolled so badly. I'm not sure where the ground is.
First time round, I lost myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're just like when you need to get going. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
now.
too distracted. Yeah.
I just want to get back to it.
I got a regular success.
Yeah, same as me. So what do you think this is? Any ideas?
Okay, so both of you, Stanton and Douglas, you're looking, and you said, "What do you think this is?" And and simultaneously, your kind of your gaze passes some rocks that are kind of about 20 yards away from you, and you both suddenly see the body of a mule lying on the ground, kind of half obscured by the long grass. You can see like a couple of carrion birds pecking at it.
I'll approach it warily.
There's something a bit weird about it, though. As you look at it closer, it looks a lot smaller than you remember it being.
As in, it's been.
Oh dear.
You're going to move a bit closer to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit closer.
Yeah, as you get closer to it, it's got that horrible kind of. It almost looks 2-dimensional. It's got the same desiccated, mummified appearance to what Rizzo had when you found her. It's literally looks like it's been drained of all its life fluids. It's got a huge circular wound in its belly.
Turn to look at Douglas with horror as you see the blood drain. They're following us.
Well, they're not necessarily.
This was a local one, not one from the city.
Unlikely they followed us. More likely that
we're in its territory.
Yeah.
Well,
let's just keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lex is already halfway up the path. We need to follow him. Okay. Well, at least we know what happened.
Yeah, doesn't bode well though.
Okay, we can't do anything about it, can we? So we just got to keep, like you say, we've got to keep pressing forward. Okay, you're going to head off. Okay, so you saddle up the remaining. If you can just about distribute all of your kit amongst the remaining mules. If you lose another one, then you're going to have to start leaving kit behind.
Yeah.
Okay, so because you're obviously carrying stuff yourself as well, and then you've got the mules as well. So, okay. Did you? I forgot to ask you. Did you actually bring the dynamite with you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. I'm a bit concerned about the excitement in your voice there. You sounded almost as excited as Jacob did when he stole the shoes. Okay, right. So you head past. You get to your original camp. You decamp. You load the mules up, and you head off, heading again southeast for the second day in the mountains. The terrain on your travels, as well as the grassy plains. You also traverse hills, valleys, and mountain passes. All the time, the terrain is getting rockier and rockier, and some of the paths are narrow. But fortunately, the mules are sure-footed, and with the the altitude makes it difficult to breathe as well. So you're actually struggling at points to continue with the kind of physical exertion of the walk. But you press on. You see various now and again. You see small straw thatched huts that kind of off in the grassland and on the kind of pastures, which you presume must be farmers. And then you see like herds of alpacas and llamas as well up here. So there is still on occasions life up here, but most of it is devoid of that in terms of human life. Obviously, it's very remote, other than the occasional farmstead, as I mentioned. Okay, and it's not long after midday when you see a huge bird circling low overhead. The wingspan it's got to be all of about 10 feet, and you recognise it as being a condor, which is a huge vulture, an Andean condor. It's circling overhead above in front of you. You've seen these birds before, but quite often they're just way up in the sky in the distance, just hardly more than a speck. But this one's really, really low down. In fact, it comes to land in a tree that's just on the brow of a hill that you're approaching. It's quite bright. The sun's out. You kind of you squint and you need to put your hand up in front of your eyes. But there's something you can see that there's something near the tree, like a low, dark shape. But it's
look like it's feeding.
Too far away for you to see from here. That's all you can see with your naked eye. You can see that the huge bird is landed in the tree near it, and then all you can see is it's a dark shape at the moment.
I get out my binoculars and have a look.
Okay, right. Not only are you bringing in the binoculars, you're actually using them as well.
Yeah, they're on the kit list. Not on the kit list for fun.
Okay, so with your binoculars, you're able to see Stanton and Douglas. You're able to see that there is a human figure, a man. He looks like a native farmer, as he's dressed in colourful but dirty woolen clothing that you've seen the native farmers here wear. He's carrying a rifle in his right hand, and he's kneeling down over a prostrate human as well. Looks like another man. There's a reasonable amount of blood. It doesn't look in a very good way. The second man, you can't really make out much more than that with the binoculars.
I think we should give that a wide berth. It's possible that he's just killed one of the creatures, or he's just killed another man. Either way, I don't want any part of that, particularly seeing he's carrying a weapon that's got a longer range than anything we're carrying.
Okay, suddenly whether he sees you or whether he becomes aware of your presence, you see the man stand up, and he starts to drag the fallen individual, man, boy, whatever it is, starts dragging the body across towards the tree, and he shouts, "Vete malvado, demonios!" Jackson says, "Begone, evil demons." Then he gets his rifle out and shoots he shoots towards you, but no, he's not at you, but he kind of fires a warning shot.
Okay, we'll give him a wide berth.
We should take his advice and loot.
Yeah.
If he's got someone there injured, do you think we should leave it?
Well,
I don't.
so
I mean,
you think that that's his companion who's been injured, as opposed to it's someone he's just shot?
I don't know.
I don't think we need to take the chance to.
No, you didn't hear any shots.
No, we didn't. So maybe he's been attacked. Either way, it's not our problem.
No, that's true.
Let's not go looking for problems. He's got a weapon. He doesn't want us to go over there. All that's going to do is make our life and his life more difficult. Let's give him a wide berth. That's what he wants.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go with if that's what everybody thinks.
For certain.
I think if someone's injured, we should help them, but I don't want to get shot in the process.
Well, then let's not go over there.
Yeah. We'll give him a wide berth, then, if that's what you think. We'll leave it. Okay.
Absolutely. We can't. There's nothing to be gained by one of us getting shot trying to help somebody that we could help more by sealing that pyramid.
No, I understand that. You're right. We'll give it a wide berth. Yeah. Okay. So you kind of you back off the hill and then go round the other side, and continue on the way that the map shows you. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. The rest of that day passes uneventfully, and again, you're looking for somewhere to camp now, and you're on kind of wide open plains, on actually on a really high plateau that seems to go on forever. But so there's not really much in the way of cover, but you managed to find somewhere that looks reasonable to pitch your tents. And are you just going to go with the same watching routine again?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think we should also definitely keep the mules closer, but put a sort of like a rope fence around the outskirts. Attach a couple of tent beds, something that can make a noise if anything comes close, whether that be man or beast or monster.
Okay.
Hang tin cups on it, you mean, or something?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
So Jackson says, I think, looking at the map and where I think we are, I would say that we should be able to reach the location of this place by maybe not long after midday tomorrow. So that's good news. Okay, same watching.
Yep, same watching.
Right, you watch. Okay, you're pleased that the night passes uneventfully and you manage to get a reasonable amount of sleep. Is it gone quiet now, the background noise?
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
No, that's good. I think Sirenscape says crash, by the way. So. Yeah, okay, you get a really good sleep, and then in the morning, again, it's just a case of setting off across the grasslands on the final leg of your journey.
Coca tea all round again.
Pardon?
Coca tea all round again.
Yeah.
And keep some in a couple of flasks for the journey.
Okay. You've broken camp about an hour ago. So can I get you to make a spot hidden roll, please?
I fail.
Yeah, fail.
I pass.
Okay.
Pass.
Okay. You've left camp about an hour ago, as I said, when Douglas and Jacob, you see up ahead, across the plains, moving through the tall grass. The grass here is about chest high, and you see some movement, which initially you think is just the waving of the grass in the wind, but actually you come to realise that it's not. There are some figures moving through the grass. So with your binoculars, you are able to pick out two human figures moving through the tall grass across a valley floor ahead of you. They're probably about half a mile away, but because you're in an elevated position, you're looking down on them. It's quite a good vantage point from where you are. So, yeah, they're moving quickly through that. You can't really see any. They're too far away for you to see in any detail, but they're definitely human. Well, they definitely look human from behind, and they're moving at a reasonable speed.
Towards us, or
no, away from you. They seem to be going in the same direction that you need to go, by what Jackson says.
Oh, right. Well,
as far as I can see, just across that valley and over the other side of that mountain, that's where the pyramid should be, according to this map.
If they're heading the same way as us, perhaps we can try and keep an eye on them as we go.
Yeah. Well, again, don't want to get involved. They happen to be heading in the same direction. We'll meet them if we meet them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a case of we don't necessarily want to speed up to catch them, do we? But
no. If they're shifting along to get somewhere specific, then hopefully they're not trying to get where we're getting, because they're going to get there first.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're going in exactly the direction. Okay, should we just follow them?
Yeah.
Head off? Yeah. Okay.
Well, we'll go where we're going, but if they stop and then wait for us, then fine. But
no, they haven't seen you because they're too far ahead. But okay, so you move off from your vantage point, and you've only been travelling about another 15, 20 minutes. When it becomes obvious that the way that you're heading and the way that you saw them heading, there's actually a path where there's a lot of trampled grass, and it's almost like, when you see like an animal path through the mountains, but so not one that's used by a lot. but a trail definitely. There's definitely a trail here. So there's definitely individuals that pass this way on a fairly regular basis.
Well, call me superstitious, gentlemen, but I think maybe at the least we should have neck scarves ready in case those bone men do indeed have disease following on the wind behind.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with any
It can't hurt, can it?
superstitions
Yeah,
these days.
exactly. Can't hurt.
What's the worst? The worst that happens is we look like bandits. It's
Yeah.
fine. And yes.
Okay, just carry on.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, you cross the valley floor following this, as I said, this kind of trail, and then up another plateau on the other side, which when you get to the top of it, you can see another valley. The land on the other side of the valley looks arid. The plant life is sparse. You can see a stepped, rocky pyramid on the top of this plateau. You're higher up than it across the valley, the other side of the valley. There's look with the binoculars, you can see that there look to be a wall all around it, some of which has been buried in sand. Some of the walls have fallen down, but this certainly looks to be the type of. Jackson says this is it. It's absolutely, looking at the state of the land that surrounds the pyramid, it just looks completely barren. There are no birds, no plants, nothing, and you can hear a strange piping on the breeze now.
It's drained the very land surrounding.
Jackson says, "That's the sound that I heard when I looked in the mirror. That eerie piping. This is what I saw. This is it. This is it." You glance down into the valley, and you can see on the other side of the valley at the bottom, clambering up the rocks towards the pyramid, are the two individuals that you saw before.
Can we get a better look at them now?
You can. You get your binoculars out, and you get a better look at them. The first thing you notice is that one of them is carrying a body of another over its shoulder.
Oh wow!
You also know the one of them is dressed in kind of old Renaissance clothes that are dirty and ragged, quite similar to the clothes that you saw De Mendoza wearing. But this one also has, you can see it on his belt. He has like a rapier with a fancy kind of basket hilt. His hair is long and ragged, matted, and he's the one who's carrying a corpse over his shoulder, because it is that you can see not only is it's definitely dead, but also it's of a similar nature to the kind of mummified corpses that you've seen before. And with this figure, there's a woman that's climbing behind him, but she looks to be of kind of Peruvian native appearance, and they're both heading up towards the temple.
So there's at least two Karasiri that we're going to have to get past.
I think that's a good place to, as you stand looking down upon the unnerving pyramid and the dread sight of the Karasiri climbing towards it, carrying one of their victims. That's a good place to stop, I think.
That's a very good place to stop. And next week we'll play D&D, yeah?
Yeah.
As we all turn around and go home.
I think I would rather go in there with a two-handed sword and some armour, but yeah.
The mysterious pyramid comes into sight, but two dread Kalaseri appear to have beaten us to it. How will our adventurers fare against these two new enemies? Probably will not be able to steal their shoes, but nevertheless we must find a way around them if we're going to get to the ruins. Come back next week to find out what happens on Steady Rolling Man Presents The Masks of Nyarlathotep.